So as today we are trying to discuss the frontline extension in context to effective technology dissemination leading to sustainable agricultural development. So first, I would like to briefly discuss about the extension system of our country. Is it moving, the slides? I think
Yes,
now.
sir. Yes, sir.
So agricultural extension system, we have four major agricultural extension systems in our country, and in India we have pluralistic extension. So there are more than one player and working together for technology dissemination and diffusion, and also giving information support to the farmers. So one is the agricultural extension service sector, which was taken up by the state governments and state departments of agriculture and other allied departments. So that we call as a field extension. And another is the extension education system, which is led by Indian Council of Agricultural Research and state agricultural universities. So we call it as a frontline extension, where the extension education component is taken up under direct supervision of the scientific manpower. And then the extension programs of the industries, agro industries, in both the public and private sector and NGOs. So they also take up extension interventions, extension programs. And then there are special rural development programs of the governments of both central and state governments. So they also take care of the extension component. So there are four major extension components, and in different forum, these extension components, they have linkage among themselves. And like at the national level, DARE, Department of Agricultural Research and Education, ICR, they have a close linkage with Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare through joint meetings twice a year before the major crop season to discuss the critical research and other development issues and what kind of technology support is required to the Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. At regional level, there are 8 regional committees, and in each of those committees, the committee meets at once in 2 years, and then there the research institutes, ICR research institutes, the state universities, the State Department of Agriculture and other allied departments, they all meet together to talk about the regional problems in agriculture and how to address those, what are the technology options available to address those challenges, and if not, then how the research can be oriented to address those problems. At zonal level, there are zonal agricultural research and extension advisory committee meetings and seasonal workshops, and that also facilitates close interaction between researchers, extension workers, and farmers. So I would again like to go back to the history of the agricultural extension after independence, because prior to independence, there were sporadic and philanthropic extension interventions, extension programs being taken up by the philanthropists. But after independence, the extension started taking a shape, and the undergraduate teaching in extension started in Calcutta University in the year 1950 at the College of Agriculture, and following which the postgraduate teaching in agricultural extension started at Bihar Agricultural College, Sabod, and today we know that as the Bihar Agriculture University, Sabod. So it started in 1955, and then there are several major frontline extension projects which came up as a national demonstration, which coincided with our Green Revolution era, and it contributed a lot in Green Revolution. Then Krishi Vigyan Kendra, we all know this is a model extension model, which is a well-established extension model, and not only in India, it is liked by many countries, and many countries they want to replicate this Krishi Vigyan Kendra model that was established in 1974, and this is the 50th year, and we are celebrating the Golden Jubilee year of heritage in 2024. Then operational research project, it started in 1975, followed by lab to land project. And then in 1982, all these lab to land project, operational research project, KVK and national demonstrations were merged into KVK from 1982. And from 1982, this Krishi Vigyan Kendra is taking care of all these components of lab to land operational research projects and demonstrations. Then technology assessment and refinement through institution village linkage program came as a part of NATP, National Agricultural Technology Project, which is World Bank funded in 1995. And farmer participatory research for location-specific technology development through technology assessment and refinement where came into practice, and that led us developing location-specific usable technologies. Recently, in 2015, three major extension programs started. One is Farmer First. Again, after this Institute Village Linkage Program in 1995, then we started working very closely with the farmers through their participation, active participation. And Farmer First also talks about keeping farmer first and also keeping their farm innovation resources, science and technology outcome and replicate those learnings to the other similar areas. Mera Gaon, Mera Gaurav, My Village, My Pride. There is another program in which the agricultural scientists of any institutions, they adopted a group of agricultural scientists. 5 scientists took up a group of 5 villages, and it is a kind of generating more of interface between farmer and scientist, and through knowledge and information sharing, and also linking them to the relevant departments and relevant sections, and also to relevant schemes, so that they get benefit of those schemes. And attracting and retaining youth in agriculture, another program which started in the same year, and the intention was to attract rural youth in agriculture through different enterprises and also through different income generating activities, so that they find that agriculture is remunerative, and then also they find it more like attracting, and they are engaged in those enterprises. In 2018, 3 new programs started. One is Nutri-Sensitive Agri-Resources and Innovations called NARI, to stress upon the nutrition and gender-based extension. Vatika is Value Addition and Technology Incubation Center in Agriculture for technology incubation and business promotion. And Shamta is Knowledge Systems of Homestead Agriculture for mostly in tribal areas. So in 2018, it started in the tribal areas of 125 tribal districts where the tribal population is more than 25%. So with these programs are still going on, both Farmer First, MGMG Arya, and Nadi Vatika and Shamta. So I'll talk about these programs little later during my presentation. So we talked about 2 extension systems. One is frontline extension, and another is field extension. So frontline extension, as I have just told, is taken care by the agricultural scientists under their direct supervision. And the mandate is here technology assessment, its demonstration and integration. So whenever a technology is generated in a research system, it comes to the frontline extension system for testing it in different micro farming situation across those zones where the technology is recommended, and also finding it out which technology works better in a particular agroecological situation to address the existing problems. And once those technologies are screened, and then how those technologies are adapted to that particular farming system, to that particular cropping system, and then how those technologies with due course of time is integrated and adopted by the farmers. So now once this is done, it is handed over to the extension system, which is field extension system led by the State Department of Agriculture and other line departments for large-scale technology dissemination. So this is the uptake pathway of research output, and also its integration into the existing farming system, and then handing over to the field extension system for upscaling and outscaling. Next, in order to do that, there are 11 agricultural technology application research institutes across the country, depending upon the states they cover. So number of KVKs are under them. They monitor, they review, and also they release funding to the KVKs. And through the KVKs, and by developing their action plan and by reviewing their performance, past performance, we take forward the frontline extension interventions across the country. So this is a nationwide our network where in almost everywhere the KVKs are there. In 545 districts, there is at least one KVK, and in 93 districts, there are more than one KVK, two KVKs. So total, there are 731 KVKs in 93 and 545. So it is somewhere around 638 districts, we have our presence. And the KVKs also, they are attached to different host organizations. State agricultural universities, they have the largest number of KVKs, 509 out of 731. And 101 KVKs are attached to non-governmental organizations. 66 KVKs are with ICR institutes. And 38 KVKs are attached to the state government departments, and 8 with central universities, 7 with deemed universities, and 2 KVKs with public sector undertaking. So now KVKs, they do not work as in isolation, but they work with the convergence mode with several ministries and departments of central government, about 31 of them. And other than that, 61 ICR institutes are also doing work in relation to the KVK, and KVKs are directly in convergence mode involved in technology dissemination and technology diffusion. And if we see that over a period of time, the KVKs, they have contributed a lot at the national level, and maybe we can talk about a few or more significant contributions. In 2015, 16, it started with a technology demonstration in pulses through cluster frontline demonstrations, and that technology demonstration about in 549 districts across the states we took, and then that increased the pulses production, which was from 13 to 16. The 3 years average was 17.7 million ton. From there, in 22-23, we have achieved 27.80 million tons. So this we attribute to this concentrated effort through cluster frontline demonstrations. And in this, we have also saved the nitrogen, because pulses are nitrogen fixing crops. So we have saved about $12 million of worth of nitrogen, and we had done it. Please excuse me and give me a minute. So if you see that the contribution of KVK in terms of doubling farmers' income, the KVKs worked closely with the farmers across this country, and during 2016-17 to 2021. And in this duration of 5 years, with the involvement of different KVK interventions, the income of the farmers have doubled, and we have documented about 75,000 such cases, and that is also a great contribution of KVK. And then we have prepared a district agriculture contingency plan across the countries, and which are used as kind of a handy document for the state agriculture development departments and farming community to manage various kind of weather situations. If there is high rainfall or if there is drought, then what kind of corrective actions to be taken. So those things are available in those contingency plan. We all know about the stubble burning, crop residue burning. So there is a very concentrated efforts in 60 districts of 4 states, where through crop residue management technologies and creating awareness and other interventions, training and agri machinery usage, we could reduce about 52% reduction in these burning events. And integrated farming system models across the states were identified, and those farming system models were also made that DPR or project reports, detailed project reports, which the farmers could get credit support from the banks. And with that kind of establishment, about 39% increase in net income happened for those households with IFS. And also dietary diversity score improved, because in the integrated farming system, there are different crop options, and basically including fruits, vegetables, crops, fisheries, poultry, duckery, and animal husbandry components. So the dietary diversity increased. Now, we talked about 75,000 doubling farmers' income cases we have documented. We have also analyzed, and we have found that there is a shift because of which the income has doubled. Because now the horticulture share has increased, and the livestock share has increased. Fisheries and other income-generating activities share has increased, which actually led to the increased income, doubling income. Similarly, in case of field crops, rice, wheat, maize, and other field crops, the share has come down, and that share is reflected in other sectors: horticulture, livestock, fisheries, and enterprise. So this has resulted in the increasing the income or doubling of income. Now, KVKs have also worked. Actually, KVKs worked in the states, and with their technology interventions, and from there, the upscaling of technologies actually led to some policy level change in the state. Like in Kerala, KVK Patanamthitta was declared as a state resource center for jackfruit-based and entrepreneurship promotion. KVK Alappuzha is the state resource center for agro-processing and value addition. In Lakshadweep, the whole island was declared as organic, and this organic certification is done by the KVK Lakshadweep. And the rainwater harvesting technology, which was demonstrated by the KVK, actually led to a state-level program, Farm Pond, in Maharashtra. And similarly, the national innovations on climate resilient agriculture NICRA project, the learnings and the outcomes contributed in the state policy, and in 38 districts of Bihar, the climate resilient agriculture policy was implemented. And then Nari integrated with Nutri Garden with the Anganwadi programs in 18,000 centers across the state. In Jharkhand, the state government, they undertook this Borabandi technology for soil and water conservation to diversify rice vegetable cropping system, more than 500 villages. And in the state of West Bengal, the land shaping technology in Sundarban Delta region increased the cropping intensity to 270% and income of 24 lakhs per hectare. And this technology was again replicated in 2,000 hectare area, and state government invested about 30 crores. We have also had some third-party evaluation of KVKs, like International Food Policy Research Institute. They had studied and they had found that the benefit-cost ratio for KVK is like if we invest 1 rupee in a KVK intervention, it gives us return of 11.78 rupees, 11.78 times. So that is a very good kind of a return on investment. Now, in agricultural extension, there are challenges also because previously we used to give information to the farmers on a blanket kind of information, and but now the farmers, they need customized agro advisory. And also previously we talked about only production technologies, how to increase production. Nowadays, post-production extension has become very important through promotion of agripreneurship, business incubation, and business development in agriculture. Similarly, promotion of cooperatives and community clusters, which are also to be our focus for technology backstopping and handholding the FPOs or FIGs or self-help groups. And enhanced technology application adoption is also important area for us, because that will lead to higher seed replacement rate and varietal replacement rate, and also good agronomy practices. And precision farming will lead to the lowering down the cost of cultivation, use of inputs, and that is also another important, and that is important for decreasing the income, increasing the income and decreasing cost of cultivation. Gender and nutrition sensitive extension is also to be promoted by the help of gender friendly technologies, biofortified crops, and also creating awareness on dietary diversity and nutrient uptake. So we did SWOT analysis, and we could see that in our agricultural extension system in India, we have competent professionals, and it is linked with multidisciplinary research. It has a history of great success since independence, which led to different kind of revolutions. And also we have a strength of a basket of location-specific technologies to address many of the challenges. Similarly, we have opportunities also, because we have large population of youth. There are different kinds of farmers organizations who are empowered enough to take care of their own many and address many challenges. And also there are advanced technology options available with our research system, and it has a great opportunity for partnership with the private industries and private sectors for agricultural development. There are some weaknesses. We have noticed that there is a poor convergence with the development departments and customized agro advisories. We need to be more specific with those advisories, which are crop specific, farm specific, farmer specific. And then there is a need to linking farmers to the market. We still have weakness, and every time we see there is a glut in the market, or sometimes there is a high demand and very poor supply, which leading to very high price, mostly in case of onion or potato we see. And then there is also weakness to reaching the unreached. Many of our farmers, they are still unreached, and we need to extend our outreach so that we can connect to them. And there are threats like agri sector, the kind of income from agri sector from the field crops are still very low, and we need to enhance that. And then fragmented land holdings, which becomes agriculture not very remunerative in per unit area. There is also a threat of migration from rural to urban sector, and definitely climate change is a threat, and it is already happening, and we all are witnessing this kind of climate change events and its adversities. So in order to address those challenges and weaknesses, and also to strengthen our strength and opportunities, there are several interventions were taken by the KVKs. And I was talking about the crop residue management. Here we can see how over time there is a change in the crop residue burning events. And also in climate resilient agriculture, we were promoting through climate resilient villages. About 446 climate resilient villages in 150 clusters are there. covering more than 2 lakh hectares and more than 1.8 lakh farm households. Digital agriculture information system, we are trying to provide a customized advisory through Kisan Sarthi portal, which is agri information, auto transmission, and technology hub interface kind of a portal, and through which we have already connected. This data is little old. We have already got registered 1.8 crore farmers, and more than 3 lakh calls were received from those farmers, and about 7.5 crore advisories were sent to the farmers through SMS. And in this Kisan Sarthi, we have a provision of chatbot and Kisan mobile app through which we can give more customized information to the farmers. And we have a database of all those 1.8 crore farmers who have registered, and we have a target of registering about 2 crore farmers every year, so that in a span of 5 years, we can cover all those 11.5 or 12 crore farmers that we have in our country. There are about 300 plus 355 to be specific, agri apps of different commodities developed by different ICR institutes. And those are integrated into Kisan 2.0, and it is available on iOS and Google Play Store. So if this app is downloaded and integrated, then all kinds of agri commodities, information on all kinds of agri commodities are available. And many farmers they are using, and it is also available in all major Indian languages. We are doing some big data management research in extension through landscape diagnostic surveys, and we are doing it in collaboration with international organizations, which is CIMIT, International Wheat and Maize Research Institute, located at Mexico, under their cereal system initiative in South Asia, CISA program. We are doing it, and about 110 KVKs are involved across states, where through Open Data Kit, we do a real-time data collection, near real-time data collection, and we have data points related to 226 variables. Just give me another moment. Okay. Sorry, actually, there is a work going on since morning, and we need to submit the report to DGICR. So I thought that it will be over in the afternoon, but it is still going on. So sorry for that. So we are trying to collect information regarding the improved technologies, its adoption, and the reasons for adoption and the reasons for non-adoption. Just a minute. So the idea of this is because it has two purpose. One is taking feedback of the improved technologies, its adoption, why it is doing well and why it is not doing well. What is the existing scenario in different technologies in those places, so that we give input to the research system that accordingly they should reorient their research programs. For example, in UP, we still find that in Eastern UP and in Bihar, we still find that MTU 7029 variety is grown mostly by more than 60% of the farmers, whereas this variety was released 30 years back. And we have several recently released varieties, but their adoption is not up to the mark. So why is that happening, and what type of requirement farmers have that should come into those improved varieties? So we give this feedback to the research system to work on that and to develop suitable technology as per the need of the stakeholders. And we also give the input to the state departments how to formulate agricultural policy for large-scale technology dissemination. Like we have seen that the wheat yield in wheat sowing in the eastern parts of UP and the Bihar is done mid-December, and it is very late. Sometimes mid-November also is late, because we have seen that if we do wheat sowing by 1st of November, when we start that, then the yield enhancement is more, and also it can escape the terminal heat in the month of March. So keeping that in view, the farmers need shorter rice varieties, shorter duration rice varieties, not in the duration of 130, 145 or 155 days that the farmers are growing, but they want it by 140 days, the crop has to be harvested, but not compromising on the yield which they get from 155 days duration rice variety. So that kind of input has gone to the research system, and the State Department of Agriculture is requested to put into their policies, so that whenever or wherever the farmers they have open field or a vacant field, they should go for wheat sowing from November 1st, so that it gives them more yield. So now with this big data management in extension, we are trying to give this kind of policy suggestions to the state departments. And earlier we started with rice and wheat, and now we are working on pulses. And our target is to also do a similar kind of big data analytics in case of oil seeds, millets, maize, and other priority crops. KVKs are also engaged in this youth, engaged with youth in enterprise development, as I have told, attracting rural youth in agriculture. So we had trained about 40,000 plus rural youth in several skill development programs, and out of which about 15,000 entrepreneurial units were established as a part of this program. And we are also working with the farmer producer organizations, KVKs, 55 KVKs. They worked as community-based business organizations, cluster-based business organizations, CVBOs, and promoted 117 FPOs. Other than that, our KVKs are working closely with about 1,295 farmer producer organizations for handholding and technology backstopping. And also a target is given, which will start from this year, that 500 KVKs are given target to promote 5 FPOs each. So with a pool of about 2,500 such FPOs, there is a great opportunity for linking those farmers with the markets, for having collaboration with the input industries, so that all those FPOs, they can follow the collective farming and collective marketing. As I was talked about, Farmer First, Arya, Shamta, Vatika, and Nari. So we are doing it across the states, and we had come up with very good achievements in all those states. And now we are trying to upscale and outscale those achievements in the other similar areas. Natural farming is the priority of the government, and also ICR is working on that with the 425 KVKs. First 2 years, we created awareness generation, awareness of the farmers, and through several awareness interface, demonstration of natural farming technologies, trained several farmers. And also we tried to develop a course curricula for natural farming. And from this year, the BSc Agriculture Honors in Natural Farming has started. And of course, ICR is also engaged in natural farming research with the involvement of All India Coordinated Research Project on National Organic Farming and National Natural Farming. And from this year, we have ICR is associated with National Mission on Natural Farming. And in 425 districts on a mission mode, we will work to establish natural farming model plots at KVKs and at farmers' fields, giving them training and also mentoring the natural farming practitioner farmers with giving them support through bioresource inputs and other ways. Drone interventions is a buzzword, and there are several precision farming technologies which can be done with the help of drone. And drones, every drone use is being demonstrated by about several KVKs, and 300 drones were given to ICR institutes and state agricultural universities as well as KVKs. And we have trained pilots at KVKs, and now we are trying to establish a business model through which, through custom hiring, those drones can be, drone application can be extended to the farmers. And recently, the government of India has launched a program on Namo Drone Didi, through which 15,000 women SHG groups have been identified, and they will be given training on drone, and they will be given drone so that these groups, they on a custom hiring basis, extend the drone application services for the farmers, and that will increase their income, as well as this technology also will be popularized. Recently happened this Viksit Bharat Sankalp Yatra. KVKs were actively a part of that, and through that we could cover about 56,357 gram panchayats, and we can had interface with 1.6 crore farmers and other stakeholders, through which we have disseminated information, generated awareness on natural farming, sustainable farming, and other areas. I have also talked about entrepreneurship promotion by KVKs, and it led to several branding, development of brands. One is Kisan Samriddhi brand, another is Kisan Krishi Nidhi brand, and through which the KVKs are trying to market the products of several groups and FPOs and individual entrepreneurs. And recently, our Atari Bengaluru has developed a Kisan e-cart portal, through which this e-commerce of agri-produce and agri-inputs can be done in a great way. And from this year, we will start it on a pilot scale, and slowly we will make it more functional. And it is a good kind of breakthrough for the farmers. And recently, more and more farmers are recognized by the Padma Awards and other awards by national and international organizations. So there is a recognition of the farmers for their contribution in agricultural development and development of the country. So we have some thrust areas which needs more attention. And with that, we have a thrust area of strengthening KVK, where KVKs can act as a single window delivery model by incorporating agro advisories, agri inputs, diagnostics, crop diagnostic, like soil, water, and plant diagnostic, and also preparing business model for the agri youths. Mission mode project on oil seed, because the government priority is to achieve self-sufficiency in pulses and oilseeds. And so we are working on that. And then we have recently received projects regarding oilseed model village and model village of pulses in several parts of the country. And also we are trying to strengthen KVK through different digital solutions. Kisan Sarthi I've already talked about. And this drone Namo Didi program, ICR, is trying to establish remote pilot training organizations, RPTOs, so that those women SHG members can be trained, and year-round application of drone can be promoted with the custom hiring. We have already talked about partnership and convergence with ICR institutes and ministries and departments. We are also trying to have understanding with the private industry. Recently, ICR has signed MOUs with Amazon, Bayer, Krishi Jagran, Dhanuka. Krishi Jagran for wider visibility and also publicity of the technologies, information dissemination, technology information dissemination. For Amazon, we would like to have a better online marketing facility for the farmers and other growers to produce, and Bayer and Dhanuka for technology promotion and technology demonstration. National Mission on Natural Farming, I have already talked about. LDS, Landscape Diagnostic Survey, Big Data Management in Pulses, that I have also mentioned. Then we have priorities in research. Frontline Extension also takes care of research in extension, different impact assessment technologies, zero technology, and zero adoption gap. And then contextualizing the climate change adaptation behavior, ecosystem service assessment, reducing water footprint in rice, carbon farming. Those are our priority areas. And we are also trying to have a advanced digital solution for strengthening frontline extension and sensitizing women on biocultural diversity of millets, then Nutri-Garden and biofortified crop varieties for nutrient-sensitive agri-resources and innovations. To implement the thrust areas, our priority is to restructuring the mandate of the KVKs and improve the quality of research in extension, develop the skill of extension professionals so that they can take up those challenges, and partnership with the private industries and generating resources. So in generating resources, we have a diversified funding base, maybe through CSR initiative or maybe through commodity stakeholders, their partnership, or industry funding for developing products, or national and state funds and the different ministries through which we seek more and more investment in extension so that we can generate some resources and revenues for further strengthening the frontline extension system in the country. So with this, I thank you, the organizers, for giving me an opportunity. Thank you.